Saturday night's main event is now in the rearview mirror. Goldberg is going to be our topic today because, well, he was our topic this past Saturday at Saturday night's main event. Let's talk about the show, John. I don't know how much you got a chance to see. I know there was a lot of travel involved for everyone on Saturday, but Goldberg was not victorious. And I kind of assumed, since they never officially called it Goldberg's last match, that if they don't call it that, they can always do a comeback later. They were careful to not say it was his retirement, but it certainly felt like if it's not his last WWE match, it's certainly his last match in Atlanta. It was a celebration of Goldberg, perhaps one that was cut a little short due to time constraints. I got to see the in-ring speech on YouTube. Cody Rhodes came out and paid his respect, and Goldberg got to love on his wife and son and deliver some really positive messages. It was a really cool thing for Goldberg. I like to see DDP and Ernest the Cat Miller, and I was kind of surprised to see Chuck Zito. Huge smile on my face seeing Doug Dillinger knock on Goldberg's door one last time. What did you think of the presentation, Jim, of Goldberg this past Saturday night on Saturday night's main event?
I hope you realize you just called me Jim.
Did I?
Yeah, you said, I'd hate to roll the tape back on you and actually call like a penalty flag, to make a replay. But you said, what do you think, Jim, about that?
Oh, so my apologies.
Well, you're apologizing to Jim Ross, or you're apologizing to me?
That's a fair question. If I'm honest with you, after every StarCast, I have the extreme sniffles, and they have started this morning. So I didn't sleep very good last night. I'm on like 90 minutes worth of sleep. So my apologies, John.
Hey, if I'm called Jim Ross, that's a heck of a compliment. I love JR, and he's one of the greatest of all time. He's a good friend. So if I'm called Jim Ross, that's a heck of a compliment. I thought it was awesome. Like when I walked out, I popped like crazy, man. When I saw Chuck Zito there, and I saw Ernest, DDP, and all the guys. I mean, I just, especially Chuck. I didn't expect to see Chuck Zito there, and that was really cool to see Doug Dillinger. I mean, that was. Some things, it almost looks gratuitous when you have legends just kind of around. This didn't. This looked really cool. I thought what they did was incredibly well done.
I, for one, am excited to see Goldberg and any guy who's wanting, one last match. I really like that idea of celebrating these guys because, as you know, John, so many guys don't know they're going to have their last match. So if you have the opportunity to know that, hey, this is out, or this is it, I'm going to go back to my hometown, or I'm going to bring my family and my friends. Like, that's a cool thing. But is it something that you're an advocate for moving forward, or is that a little too new age of me to appreciate and want to celebrate guys in their last match like that?
I remember when I had the last match with Rey Mysterio. It wasn't called the last match, obviously, but I knew it was because of my back, and I knew that was going to be it. And Vince, I think the year before, somebody had their last, maybe Sean, maybe it was, I'm not sure it was the last match there. And Vince wanted to stay away from it. That, hey, we don't want to start doing this at WrestleMania. Like, we have to do it every year. I agree with not having to do it. And I think it's character dependent. And I say character dependent, not person dependent. When that was my last match, I thought that was the way that JBL should go out. A sniveling little brat that gets mad and quits. I thought that was the perfect, scenario for JBL to leave. Didn't you want a last match? I had one, and it was exactly what I thought JBL should do. He should stomp his feet, get mad, and walk out. So I think it's character dependent. A guy like Goldberg, when I say guy like Goldberg, the character Goldberg, which is hard to separate from any person when you have a great character because it's usually very similar to them, is completely different. That's a character I think that fits for a last match. Ric Flair fits for a last match. Man, guys like that, I think fit. So I think it's very character dependent. And mainly I mean like the heels. I don't think a heel should. I think a heel should do like JBL did: get mad, quit, and walk off and stomp your feet, and everybody boo you and laugh at you.
I totally agree. I hope we see more stuff like what we saw from WWE and Goldberg this past weekend. For some of the great legends, is there anybody else out there that, obviously we're all sort of looking at John Cena in the end of the year, but when it comes to the legends, like a John Cena, like a Goldberg, is there anybody else milling around out there that you think, hey, that guy could be? Because, really what this opportunity from a storytelling affords itself, John, is you get to really focus on one of these guys and have a truly meaningful story, because as Eric Bischoff always talks about on the program, a lot of matches, a lot of stories need stakes. And for some legends, hey, maybe they're not really credible as a champion, championship challenger at this point, but the fans still want to see them. I think about the Dudley boys. I think about the Hardy boys. I look forward to being able to celebrate them one last time. Is there another act out there that you think of that way?
Yeah, and I think one of the issues that you can have with last match is the finality of it. Especially when you have a championship, people are going to start realizing that the last match that the guy's not going to win. And then what do you do when he does win? And you say it's his last match. I mean, I think there's sometimes stipulations can cause that last match. Okay, this is my career versus title, whatever it is. So you can put stipulations on it in addition to just saying it's the last match. Because I think you paint yourself into a corner sometime when you say it's last match because of where you might want to go forward with it. So I think the nomenclature can change a little bit, but you still get to the exact same point, the same finality of it, but also the same spectacle of this person being involved. Like Goldberg, if he had had a match that would have been title versus career, and then it's, to me, it's, you have a little different spin on the exact same thing. It's just all about wrestling. We can get anywhere we want. I think the Dudleys and the Hardys, problem with the Hardys right now, they're just about the hottest team in the world. It may be the hottest team in the world. I'm telling you, when I go to these signings, they're the longest line of anybody that's there. I mean, they are so freaking over right now. It's unbelievable. So look, I know Stevie Ray was looked like he was working toward one, or at least was hinting at it. Maybe he's just having some fun on social media. But I think a lot of these guys that have been such great legends could do stuff like that. They certainly had the ability to, and now it's changed. Back when I was 40 years old, 40 was old, and now it's not. Now it's not. Now 40 is, you're in the prime of your life. When I was third 40, it's like, man, you're getting really long in the tooth. About time you retire. And now it's, boy, you just got in the prime of your life. So things have changed. Who do you think would be a good last match candidate?
Well, I mean, listen, I mentioned the Hardys. I mentioned the Dudleys. I think Jeff Jarrett, hopefully, he's going to have a big send-off. I'd love to see.
That's a big one. I don't mean to cut you off, but that's a huge one. I saw Jeff this weekend, and, man, he looks so good. He's Jeff's I think the world of Jeff. I think the world of Jeff's business acumen, his working acumen. I mean, he's a smart guy. I don't know if he's ever going to hang him up. I think that's the issue. He's as good now as he was 20 years ago. And he's got this great look. I did tell him in front of Stan, because he had the last cowboy on. Stan had that as his moniker for a while. I told Stan, I said, Stan, I always planned on stealing that from you. And I said, but Jeff stole it first. And I said, I'm really mad at Jeff for stealing that from you first.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a handful of guys out there. One more might be a Chris Jericho. I think there's a handful of guys who can have a really meaningful one last run and generate a lot of fan interest. I love what John Cena is doing this year. I loved what we got to see. A bit of a celebration and a send-off for Goldberg this past weekend. Don't we all love summer vacation, relaxing, laying out by the pool, barbecues, hitting the beach, doing, nothing? Well, how about a summer vacation from your house payments? With SaveWithConrad.com, you can do just that. Reduce your monthly payments by making the equity you built up in your home work for you. You can roll together those high interest rate credit cards into one lower monthly payment and perhaps access some of that newfound equity to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket. And how about this? You get to skip your next 2 house payments. That's right. You won't have to make your June or your July house payment. You're done until August 1st. Go right now to SaveWithConrad.com. Let my team run the numbers for you for free. There's no obligation, and if we can't help you save some cash, we won't waste your time. And did I mention we're offering a 3-year guarantee right now? That's right. That means if at any point interest rates improve over the next 3 years, you get a free refi. That's right. No new lender fees from us. So you get to save money now without wasting money later when the rates improve on a whole second set of closing costs. Why not go to SaveWithConrad.com and get a guarantee? Save money now and save money later with your friend in the mortgage business. That's me, Conrad Thompson at SaveWithConrad.com. Shoot me an email at Conrad@SaveWithConrad.com. Give us a call at 888-425-0105. or get yourself a quick quote. Even talk to a live person right now at savewithconrad.com. NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. Let's take a summer vacation from house payments at savewithconrad.com.